All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Welcome to Family Morning Transformation with yours truly, DMP Speaks. Welcome to this morning session for families. I'm here for you and your family. I'm here to help you get back what you have lost. Many of you have lost out because your family has been dealing with so many situations and you've been searching, trying to find some help. Well, I am here as your family coach, your personal development coach for your family, to develop you all individually, to bring you back together holistically. So welcome to the morning session with yours truly, DMP Speaks. I am a speaker and a coach, soon to be author. I am a Christian Council Board certified, and I'm here to help you. I need you guys to do me a favor. Please share this with someone, because I believe that what I have for you is going to be a help, but you are the only one that can really say, DMP Speaks, this is going to help me. But because of the research and the prayer, and I know this is my God-given assignment to counsel and coach your family, I believe what I have is going to be helpful this morning. And I hope that you guys are feeling well. What we're going to talk about on today, and again, please share this with someone. Share this with your family member. Share it with a friend. Share it with a colleague. Share it with your professor. Share it with some people at church. Share. We're going to talk about how to resolve huge arguments in the home. Now, outside the home. So that's another session for another day. But we're going to talk about how to resolve these huge, chaotic arguments that you are still having inside of your home. Now, huge arguments, let's be honest, they start with a misunderstanding. A lot of people have a misunderstanding. They have missed the understanding. I'm not trying to play wordplay, but if you think about it, if you understand something, so you're going to be a little bit better to have the conversation, right? Find a resolve, but you have misunderstanding. So when that person was talking, that family member was talking, you missed out on the understanding of them. So you started to what? Make your own assumptions. A lot of us have our own assumptions. And then the other person or the other family member, like we're saying, because we're focused on families, they have their own assumptions. And a lot of times when you have misconstrued assumptions from your side and misconstrued assumptions from the other side of that family member's thought process, you missing each other. You're constantly missing each other. And a lot of families, a lot of parents are missing their teens. A lot of teens are missing their parents. A lot of families are missing each other because you're going in the wrong direction and there is no resolve. And it doesn't make sense because you guys are not on the same level thinking path. Even as a parent, even as a guardian, you could be missing your child because you have your own assumptions. Ask me how I know, because I did the same thing. I missed out because I was not focused. I was going on my own personal assumptions. And I'm not saying that your assumptions are wrong all the time. They might just be misconstrued. They might be let's just be honest. Some of your assumptions could just be off. Keyword some, not all. And let's be honest, we don't spend enough of time to remove these unhealthy, familiar assumptions, right? And we always feel like our child is wrong. Or teens, you might feel, or adult children, you always feel that your parents are wrong, but you don't really hear each other because you're not missing each other, you're missing each point. You're missing each other's point. And let's be honest, we don't hear long enough to understand. Let me say that one more time. We don't hear long enough to understand one another. This is why arguments blow out of proportion. This is why arguments lead to police being called. Chaos, yelling, screaming, no understanding, missing the understanding of each other. So we don't hear long enough to find solutions. We don't hear long enough to understand one another. And we don't sometimes like solutions. You want to know why? Because it's going to force us to change. I'm going to park right there for a moment. We don't like solutions because it's going to force us to change. Some of us don't want to change because we keep doing the same thing over and over, right? We react to the same thing over and over when we have an argument with our family member, with our child. We see that the way that we argue is not working. The way we try to explain doesn't work. And we find ourselves in a hole. We find ourselves disconnected. We find ourselves all over the place. Yes, change is hard, but change is good. I'll say it again. Change is hard, but change is good. We have to continue to change ourselves because it's necessary. Y'all hear what I'm saying? It's necessary that we change. We can't continue to keep going the way you can afford. Let me say it like this, everybody. You can afford to keep doing the same thing, having the same arguments in your home, and expecting you all to grow. Because change is hard, but I'm going to flip it a little bit. Change is necessary. Change is hard. I'll say it again, but change is necessary. It's more than just good. It's necessary. I had to change how I did things when it came to arguments, disagreements, my own assumptions. I'm still growing. You still have to make a change. Resolving arguments is more than just solving arguments. It's solving a need. So you're not just solving an argument, you're solving a need. We have to make aware. This is awareness that we are resolving. We're going for a need. There's a need there. This is why you are arguing. Because something that's supposed to be there in your family is not there. So it is a need. Sometimes resolving a need supersedes arguments. It's more important to focus on that need. That need of the living room. I keep talking about it, and I'm saying it for a reason because it's going to come out later. But the living room should be a place, a sanctuary in your home. That there should be some peace there. Should be understanding there. If you think about it, the living room. You live there with your family. You converse. You have conversations in the living room. But a lot of your living rooms are not a place of comfortability. They're just not a place for that. They've been a place of hurtful things and pain and trauma, not just for your kid, but for you as well as the parent or guardian. There is a need that has to be met. And this is why you keep arguing, because you have to go past, oh, we argued. But what is the root issue? I'm big on root issues, root causes. What is the root issue? There is a need that has not been met. We got to find how to meet that need. When is the last time you left an argument and you had a solution? You learned how to resolve, and you didn't let it linger. Or did you let it linger? Because you're the parent, you just say, hey, they're going to listen to what I have to say. Is that always good? Because I guess what? Again, I used to be like that. My mindset was like that. I felt like what I said goes. But it can't be like that all the time, because you're missing out on moments. Come on, somebody. You're missing out on moments when you have that mindset. You're not finding solutions. You're keeping up the problem. The need is not being met because you guys are missing. Like I said in the beginning of this morning session, you're at crossroads, but you keep missing each other. When you have an opportunity to resolve, you're not even trying to in your family because you're so angry. You're so combative. There is no solution. But your solution is you got to meet the need. And is that argument worth losing your son? Is that argument worth losing your daughter? Is that argument losing? It costs too much to lose your wife. It costs too much to lose your husband, to lose that access. It costs too much. So we have to get out of self. You know, you might say, what is self, DMP speaks? Stop being so self-defensive. Self-defensive. You're always so defensive. Your heart is closed. Your mind is closed. Your thoughts are closed. You got to get out of self-denial. There's a problem. There's a problem with your communication, and you don't want to do anything about it because you feel like, oh, here's the light. Here's the light. It's going to shine. Let me get this light out so I can put this out. It's a flashlight. There's a light that has to come on your situation, but you don't want it to come on your situation. You don't want it to come on to you because you know there are certain things that you need to change. You don't want to do it. And this is not a regular term, but self-forcing. You're forcing your thoughts on your family without listening, without being vulnerable enough to hear. Come on, somebody. But I want you to do these 3 things, and then I'm done. If we want to resolve these arguments, and I gave you a lot today, but if we really want to resolve these things, I told you 3 things that you have to get rid of. Let me tell you 3 things that you need to add on. You need self-control. That's number 1. You need self-control. What is self-control in an argument? Don't let how you feel overtake you. Maybe you gotta say, hey, we'll come back to this. We're not seeing eye to eye, and I don't want to end the night like this. So I'm gonna have, you don't have to say it out loud, but you want to say to yourself, I don't want to keep arguing like this. I need to have better self-control. And in my program, I talk about that. Self-discipline. You know what they said triggered you. So not only just having self-control, you need self-discipline. I'm not gonna place myself back here again. And you need self-confidence. Self-confidence? Yes, you need self-confidence to know, hey, I can do this. I don't have to keep having these huge arguments. We can find a resolve. I have to have some self-confidence to know we don't have to keep arguing like this in our family. I don't have to keep arguing with my child. I don't have to keep arguing with my spouse. Our family doesn't have to go through this, but I have to have some self-confidence, some self-discipline, and some self-control, because every argument can't continue because it's breaking your happy home. Even if your home is not fully happy right now, there are certain things that you got to be able to do. And we have to be able to remove ourselves and our own personal desires so that our arguments don't become bigger than the problem. Does that make sense? And as I close, there is a family out there right now. You know you need this program. You know you need these 12 sessions to transform your family. You recognize today, hey, DMPSpeaks, you on something right now. I'm nervous, but I know you got something. You got to take a step in the right direction. Because when you take the step in the right direction for your family to be transformed, for however you used to do things, however you used to conversate and communicate with one another, and you see that it wasn't working. It is a time for a change. It's time for a change. It's time for a change. And the only way that you're changing, and the only way that your family is going to change, you got to take a step. And the first step is I want you to click on the link. I want you to sign up for this program. Let's see how this program can really transform your life. 12 sessions to help you. 12 sessions of getting deep down to the root issue. 12 sessions to change your family's life, not just for a little while, but for the rest of your life. I believe that you can do it, and I believe every family deserves transformation. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Please share this with someone. I will be back on tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. This is your boy, DMPSpeaks. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all be blessed. Love y'all.